Hello and welcome to the 2024 IFSC World Cup season, and what a year we are building up to. The Olympics, of course, is coming in the summer in Paris, but for now, well, the athletes have a lot of pressure on their shoulders. Some have qualified already, and they're using this as a training sort of session, work out how to deal with jet lag in China. Some of them, well, this is highly important. This is the build-up to the OQS and for them to qualify for the Olympics. My name is Matt Groom, and I'm joined in the commentary box by Jenny from That's Not Real Climbing podcast. I am so excited to have you here with me. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Tell us a little bit about you and yourself, because for people who don't know, you run a brilliant podcast, and I say brilliant because I've been on it, so it must be excellent.
Yeah.
But it's online on YouTube, and you speak to athletes and coaches and everyone, really.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's on everywhere you listen to podcasts. I try to get athletes, route setters. I would like to get a coach on. You should get a coach in the commentary box. That would be interesting.
Well, we had Malik last year, maybe the season before in Villars, who was, and I agree with you, because hearing from a coach is so interesting. So, who have you into? Well, we're just waiting here for the athletes to come on stage, so we're just having a little space to chat. So, any highlights in your podcasting career so far?
You, of course.
Well, okay, apart from me.
Okay,
Any people who sprung to mind?
Stasha, of course. She's always been my favorite. I'm not supposed to have favorites.
I think you can. You can have favorites in here.
Okay, Stasha's always been my favorite. She's also a great talker. That was a great interview. Also, I had Chloe on last week. Chloe Collier. It's not out yet, so a bit of a secret, but it's coming out next week. And they're both in semis, so I'm excited to see them climb.
Awesome. I can't wait to hear that one. Well, look, we are looking at our stadium right now. Temperature 20 degrees, and if you've been following along to social media, you'll know that is a good sign, because it has been pouring with rain here, which did delay, or we had to postpone the men's qualifying. That will take place on Wednesday instead. But luckily today the sun has come out here. The stadium is bathed in sunshine, and it's certainly a big difference. And we are 16 seconds away from something happening, I think, at the top of the screen as the time ticks down. Now, Jenny, we've had a look at those boulders on the mats. An interesting set, slabs and some powerful ones out there.
Yeah, this is my first time looking at boulders this up close. And yesterday, I thought that some of the boulders looked easier than they ended up being. So I'm not sure what's going to happen.
All right, well, we'll see. We're looking right now at our start list. 20 athletes have made it through to this stage. Yanyagan, Miho, Nanaka, and I think it was Mackenzie flashing all of the boulders, so congratulations to them. And now our first athlete is out on stage. Anna Maria Appel from Germany. This is a bit like first day back at school. I get to see everyone's new kit, and Team Germany have got some new clothes this year.
Yeah, and their new hairstyles. I love seeing it all.
Have you seen Miho's hair?
I did, yes.
Brilliant.
It looks great.
Yeah. Always love Miho's hair. Well, Anna is underway. This is the coordination boulder at the start. Big sort of crouch start onto a good jug out on the left near the W1, the women's one, and then they go right towards the zone hold, and then the top back left again. And now look, if you're new to competition climbing, don't worry, we've got your back. For you who have done this and seen a lot of competitions, bear with me while I explain the rules. It's pretty simple. You start at the bottom, where the start is indicated in the blue circle with red tape lines. Each one of those red taped lines indicates a different limb the athletes have to touch the hold with. You then go towards the zone hold, which is the first scoring opportunity on the in this climb in the middle there on that blue volume. And in the top, it's written top in the blue circle. That's where the athletes finish. They have to touch it with both hands, match it in control. That's the basics. We'll go through in more detail as we go. And Anna Maria has had a couple of goes at this now.
A classic Lachey move. Some people call it a schwingeling, I've heard.
Oh, that's a new one for me, a schwingeling. See, I learnt Lachey from Shauna during the World Champs. That felt very professional.
Oh, yeah, this is less professional.
I prefer the less professional.
Yeah.
So the schwingeling. Do let us know. And remember, you can follow along on the IFSC Instagram channel and subscribe to everything as well. And hello to everyone watching at home as well, and getting lots of messages from people who are very early in the morning in Europe, people in zoos watching, which is amazing. Malik, in fact, has just messaged saying good luck, the coach we were talking about earlier, so I think lots of people excited to get the season underway here.
Looks like she's kind of missing the foot plant at the end there.
Yeah, that kick over to the right is tricky. She's not getting the angle in at the moment. We haven't got a clock up on screen currently, but I can keep an eye on it and let you know. We're 2.5 minutes in, so she's got 2.5 minutes left to do this boulder. And a deep, deep breath as she looks left and right there. Jeannie, I always feel it must be such a lonely moment, the first athlete out during a semi-final.
Yeah, but they might like it, the attention.
I think I might.
I think I would like it too.
All focus on them. By the middle of the semi-final, we'll have loads of athletes climbing at the same time. That's how it works. We build up slowly. We start with just 1 or 2 out there, and then as we progress, the boulder wall will be filled, and then as we get towards the end of the round, we'll focus on a couple of athletes again.
Now, Matt, I am an interviewer, so I want to know, have you done any of these swing-a-ling routes?
I am terrible at swing-a-lings. It's my weakness. Give me a horrible, nasty, crimpy boulder, and I love it. But the coordination swings, I'm a different generation.
I want to see you do it.
You don't. It would be, well, I mean, it would be funny.
Yeah.
Land on my face.
You should post it on Instagram. I want to see it.
It does, though. It's an interesting talking point, that, because this whole new school style, and this boulder is such a good example of this sort of, I don't want to say parkour because I don't agree with that word, but this sort of coordination style jumps that we see in modern boulder problems.
That's exactly why it's called the That's Not Real Climbing podcast. We see all your comments. We see it.
That's wonderful and scary at the same time. Well, the minute buzzer goes. Anna Maria has 1 minute to send this boulder.
Ooh.
Now, although she's touching that zone hold, she's not using it, and that's why her score hasn't been added up. There's a box on the bottom left where it says W2. That will go halfway for a zone, full way for a top. Currently not managing to use that zone hold, touching it and not getting the points.
Oh, much closer that time.
Yeah, much closer. It's the hips. I'm watching the hips. They're going away from the wall. She just hasn't quite got the angle. And it's not a particularly tricky move, this first one. You're going off a jug to a jug, but it will start to burn you out. She's only got 10 seconds left here. And yeah, I think the energy's slipping away.
Yeah.
So Anna-Marie Appel will leave on the first boulder. Not on the scoreboard yet. She'll have to go back into the isolation area and reset. And coming up next is Chloe Collier, your next podcast guest.
Yeah. Yeah, I learned a lot from her.
She's so strong. I mean, Chloe's fascinating to me because you watch her in sort of the domestic scene, like some private comps pre-season. She absolutely crushes. And sometimes she comes onto this stage and struggles with it. And I'm waiting for her to break through.
Yeah, she's a very strong climber. She actually told me that her coach told her to stop working on strength, so she doesn't do any strength training really. But I guess she doesn't need to.
Yeah, she's full of muscles, is Chloe Collier, and she will enjoy this kind of a jump.
And she loves it. She loves her muscles. So that's awesome.
She does indeed. And she is such a great personality to have out on the circuit. Just squeaked into the qualifying. Remember, the semi-final is set in the opposite order, so these athletes who are coming out first, they qualified in the bottom half of the semi-final. Yanya Gambret, Miho Nanaka and Osha McKenzie, who are out last, they qualified first. And this first boulder, a bit of a slow burner. It's certainly a very doable first section. It's this move to the zone that's proving problematic. Chloe, though, struggling with reach there a bit.
Yeah, only going with one hand. That's interesting.
So Chloe struggling with reach a little bit there with that right hand and is taking a moment to pause and rest out on the mats. That is that low start. We had a look at it on the mats before we started. It's pretty juggy, that first hold.
Yeah, I think so.
Just that body position, squatting down on the blue volumes. That's hard.
Oh, that's part of the back, too.
Yeah, agreed.
I pulled my back once doing that. My lower back.
Let's hope Chloe's warmed up in the isolation area at the back.
Yeah.
It is a great isolation area. We've been doing a lot of filming there, and I might have snuck in a cheeky climb or two because it's brilliant.
Really?
Like, yeah, it's a good place to go climbing.
It's bigger than most gyms.
It really is, yeah. It's like a mini gym. And
it's not usually like that.
It depends on the venue. Sometimes it's bigger, sometimes it's smaller, but this stadium is purposely built for climbing. It's literally a sport climbing stadium. So they've really thought about things like that. Yeah. So within the isolation, there's a full lead wall, there's a 4-lane speed wall and a bouldering area. So it's good for the athletes.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've heard some athletes say that ISO can be just one spray wall, which that's insane.
Yeah. You have to get your elbows out to get a bit of a space on it. No, I think it's something that's being improved. You know, the days of having a spray wall in a corridor are kind of behind us now. You know, it's way, way better for the athletes, and you do see that. Now, Chloe trying to sort of paddle with just the right hand there.
Yeah, doing a lot of things with just one arm there.
Yeah, maybe that's the strength, the old one-arm pull-up.
Yeah.
But yeah, bumping out towards that zone. That's what Chloe is trying to do. That red hold is a good one. You need to kind of ninja kick out right, land on the red volume that is in the split of the wall on the right in order to stop that momentum. Our photographer's waiting on the right-hand side, trying to get that shot of Chloe flying towards them. You can see there the camera's raised. Yeah, I'd be interested to see why she's not going for that two-hand on the blue middle hold.
Yeah.
It's a big old pogo with just that right hand, but she keeps trying it. Goes again. Minute buzzer goes on the clock. So easy now. She's got the distance on that first jump. Starts to kick with the right foot, back and forth, driving that momentum off the wall. Big swing, right hand. Yeah, she's always going backwards, hips falling away from the wall.
Yeah, it seems she's trying to kick like to the right and left instead of just going like a regular swingling lâché.
You can't say that and expect me to keep a straight face here. You know, I have a level of maturity that is lower than most, but I do love it. Yeah, that swingling not working out for Chloe Collier at the moment. She's got a couple more attempts though, 20 seconds left here. Gets set again. It's interesting, it's like she stalls at the last moment. She has a really nice build-up, kicking off the wall and starting the back and forth, and then just seems to hesitate at the last second.
I'm not sure if she's getting like the hip thing that you're talking about, that Sean always talks about.
Yeah, it's that arc, isn't it? You kind of want to land up and then down onto the volumes, yeah. And I agree with you, a bit flatter with that. Well, let's have a look at some of the replays from Chloe. This is off that starting jug. That was the closest. Snatched at that zone hold. See the sort of cogs turning in her brain there, trying to work out the body movement. All right, well, we get to see women's number 2 for the first time. 2 German athletes out on stage. Hannah Moyle is back in the semi-final. Good to see her. She was doing the classic sort of Natalia-style smile on her face, hyping herself up thing, which I do think is such a useful psychological tactic.
Yeah, have you tried it?
No, that's a good question. No, I've never tried it. Maybe I should.
I've heard you should, if you're bad at something, you should say you're good at it, and then you'll do better next time.
See, I tend to go for the self-deprecating side.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Well, let's see how Hannah is doing. She's into the first red jug. Starts that right kick. Very different angle from Chloe. Keep an eye on Anna as well. That was much better from Hannah. Yeah, fascinating. I want a sort of a ghost replay of Chloe versus Hannah on that, because Hannah had such a different leg kick.
Much more like straight on instead of going a little bit more away from the wall instead of into the wall.
Yeah, it seemed to drive her towards the zone hold better. Let's see though. She might try something a bit different here. Right, starts this kick now, similar kind of angle. Kicking off, that tick-tock motion will drive her forward, gets the 2 hands on and got a good hand on that right. Now, Anna Maria Appel is on probably the most powerful boulder in this set of 4, women's number 2, the Cheetah at Rock City and a few Squadra holds mixed in there. They're slopey and it's powerful, especially this move she's about to do to the right hand.
And there is a tiny jib on that left hand. Just wanted to point that out because it's a bit hard to see.
Yeah, it's a good spot. It's kind of in there in the chalk. And we did actually do a little feature on this boulder, so please do go onto YouTube and subscribe to the World Climbing Club. That is a daily show bringing you highlights, extra content and more, and we are doing a little feature on boulder number 2 with route setter Sergio. So if you want to know more, make sure you check that out. It'll be coming this evening. And Anna Maria will go again. Heel up to start, going towards that jib you pointed out. You've really got to go far to the right of that green hold.
Yeah.
Sort of wrap your hand around it. Well, hello if you're just joining us. Welcome to the first World Cup of 2024. I know it's early in the morning if you're watching from anywhere in Europe, so hello and welcome to you. But this is an exciting year. We are building up towards the OQS, the Olympic Qualifying Series, in a couple of weeks now. Return to China and then go on to Budapest for the second round. Some athletes are qualified for the Olympics. There's quite a few here already, but others, well, it's all to play for. And Hannah Moyle on the right of the screen is one of those who wants one of those Olympic places.
Ooh, very close to time.
Yeah, much, much better. Just needs to kick that right leg out, I think. Find the red volume. Humidity up towards 30%. Which is not too bad. It's kind of sunny but fresh out there. Doesn't feel sticky. Yesterday when the rain came, it was much more humid.
Yeah, it felt bad. I learned from the one of the hold distributors the other day that the route setters might sometimes sand down the holds. So if you recognize some of these holds in your local commercial gym, it might feel different out here.
You are 100% right. Yeah,
That's crazy.
They sometimes take the sandpaper to it. Not always, but
Yeah.
occasionally, yes. And generally, World Cup holds have such bad friction anyway. You know, you don't see many crimps nowadays in competitions.
Yeah.
It's more kind of friction and the crimping on slopers. And Hannah, much better. Slowed down the movement there, Hannah, as well. Not quite as fast.
Still missing the kick, though.
Still missing that kick, yeah. We get our split screen now. Anna Maria on the left, Hannah Moyle on the right.
But yeah, I talked to Edvards this morning from Latvia. He said that you never know what the hold's going to feel like. I can't imagine that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the athletes will have felt the hold, but as you said, because the setters adjust it, they add things, you know, it's still a surprise to them.
Yeah.
Oh, Hannah, that's as close as you can get. And yeah, now that little jog that gives away that she thinks she's unlocked it, but she's only got 22 seconds. And this is where we get to see how psychologically strong Hannah is feeling today, because she's unlocked the move she thinks, but this is her chance to execute right now. Out she goes. And no. Big frustration from Hannah. She slaps her thighs and will leave, annoyed to not get that zone.
Yeah, so close.
Oh, she retreats into the darkness of the stadium as the brushes come out. I love, by the way, they had coordinated brushes yesterday. The people in black were doing the low brushing, blue was doing the high brushing.
Very organized.
I know, I was very impressed. Look how close that was.
Yeah, she could have maybe had it in one more go. But she still wasn't kicking out, though. So
No, she wasn't. I think she wanted to lock the hands in and then do that kick in. I mean, she was so close. Okay, Stasha is out on the mat. She is one who came close to Olympic qualification in Laval. Oriane Berton getting that place. And this is a big year for Stasha. And she's one of the athletes who perhaps is in the middle of a process. She's not necessarily peaking right now for this World Cup. She's going to peak for the OQS. But this is a sort of a... Oh, but look at that from Stasha. Well, forget what I said about peaking. Perhaps she's peaked, because that was an awesome move from her. And drops back down in order to chalk up. Keep an eye on Chloe on the left as well. She peels off. But Stasha, this is her flash attempt. Double gas on now. This is a coordination move at the top. Hit left, flick right. Not quite.
But that is the beta.
That is, yeah, you find the top hold with the left hand and then bring the right into what was the left hand Gaston, if that makes sense. I did ask whether you can go all the way from the right Gaston to the top. It's a long way. But Stasha's very long, so maybe.
Yeah, she's got a pretty long reach, so... But she was pretty close there, too. I think she can get it.
Yeah, I think she'll stick to the traditional. She would have spotted that move. It's bread and butter for her.
Chloe and Stasha have been training a lot together recently, I think. They're both the only female on their respective countries' teams. So, in the senior World Cup circuit, at least.
Yeah, they're good friends outside. I mean, they competed together, actually, at the climbing district comp. They won it, and it was really cool to see. It was bizarre to see them, usually as competitors, sort of using teamwork.
Yeah. Both really strong climbers.
Yeah, agreed. They are a similar kind of style, but with different strengths. Stasha's a bit of a slab queen. Right, big swing from Stasha. Hits that karate kick perfectly, chalking up mid-air almost. Oh, and a big Houdini-style swap there. Showboated a bit. Right, here we go. This is the right-hand Gaston. We'll need to get the left up, and then this coordination move. Flick the left out, catch with the right. She's got the heel in, that's important. You know, I say it's important. It might actually be sort of pulling her the wrong way, and she's sitting on the ground at the moment having a long look at her right index finger, so that could be a bit of a skin issue for Stasha.
Yeah, I wonder if she could just go for the clutch without putting the heel up first. She's pretty tall, so...
Yeah, I think it's something with that right heel that seemed to just pull her away from the wall as she made the move. It'd be interesting to see.
And it's an extra move, so it just drains more energy.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, she's chalking up. Chloe pulls on again. Gets that left heel up, reaches up towards that jib on the green hold, sets for this big jump. I mean, look, if that's the most powerful move, Boulder, and Chloe is struggling on it, I think we know the level of that boulder.
Yeah. And her hand dry fired off last time with the jib.
Yeah, so Chloe having some problems. We come up with a minute and a half to go. Stasha as well will be frustrated. I mean, she'll be on top of the leaderboard because of that zone, but having come that close, she'll want to finish this thing off.
Yeah, I think she wants more than that.
Let's see if she's got this. Is any fatigue creeping in? She's flowing through that sequence now.
Her skin.
Well, she showed me actually on the first day she had a split that won't heal, so it could be that. Out she comes! That was so close.
And she didn't do the heel that time. So.
I think it looked better.
Yeah.
Chloe with a big scream echoes throughout this stadium. Love to see that emotion on stage. These two women are not afraid of letting everything sort of come out when they're performing.
We love to see that, yeah.
Alright, Stasha strides towards just the mat. Make sure the feet are clean. She'll have another go at this. I think she's saving it for one last final one, as is Chloe. Stasha goes again, 1-2. Starts this swing. Looked harder that time.
Yeah.
Chloe goes out. She falls immediately. Let's stick with Stasha then as she comes up with that left Gaston. She's using the heel. Interesting. Whoa. There it is. Oh, well, that was a journey for Stasha Keqiao.
Wait, she made that look so much easier this time.
I think she just, before she was letting the heel sort of roll, that time she really downturned the toes, hooked the heel in, it just sucked her body into the wall a bit better.
Yeah.
Well, first top of the, it's afternoon now. Come up to 12:20 here in China. And let's see a replay of what we're going to see. Stasha, yeah, this was her doing the classic Stasha talk to herself. Kicked out, left foot swinging wildly. Took a moment to breathe, and then let's see this. Look how much she hooks with that right heel. Makes the match, and you didn't catch it off camera, which is a little mat dance as well to finish things off. Great to see. Top 10 out of 10 for the moves. Camilla Moroni starts her swing on the far right. Hannah Moyle on Boulder number 2. And then on women's 3, that is Anna Maria Apple there.
In women's 3, it's all volumes.
It is,
You
yeah.
do not see that too often anymore.
No, you're totally right. And they've created a wonderful sort of ledge, I can only describe it as, to start off with. It's one of those awkward mantle-y things, though.
Yeah, I hate mantles.
Sort of like the athlete's forearms are going to lose a bit of skin on that one. Keep an eye on Camilla on the right. Just getting closer to that zone. And Hannah Moyle is having a long look up. She was frustrated on boulder number 1.
A lot of pressing on number 3.
Yeah, there's not a lot in the way of holds in there. It's mainly friction. There is a jib coming up from that zone. But Anna-Marie gets really squished up, sort of frog squatting on that initial ledge.
Almost looked like she could get an E-bar in there.
Maybe.
Probably not.
I think it might be tricky, just because it's hard to tell from the angle, but it's really pushing you back there.
Yeah.
Well, she's up into the scoring zone, so that's good. Now, reaches out left, and this is really, look at the ponytail, look how overhanging it is. Can't quite make that.
Well, she got her first zone.
Yeah, so she's on the scoreboard, hands on the hips for a moment, but that will give her a bit of confidence. Hannah is struggling with the power move, shaking out that left hand, trying to get the pump going. And then Camilla Moroni again, look at the left hand. There's obviously some left hand pump going on here. So, cleaning up that slab. Yeah, look at that. So Camilla gets it. Team Italy out in force this competition.
Oh.
That's about as close as you can get, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just needs to pick that leg up a little more.
Yeah, Team Italy with a few. Laura's here. And then in terms of the men, Laura didn't make it through to the semi-final, but in terms of the men, it's great to see Stefano Gasolfi back at a bouldering competition. It's been a while. He'll, of course, be competing tomorrow. The schedule will have changed a little bit for tomorrow. We start at 9 a.m. in this time zone, and it's going to be a bit of a long one. So come and join me, please, because it's basically going to be a qualifying session. So do come and watch that. It will be fun. Anna-Maria getting all up involved in that wall. You can see from that shot how overhanging it is, how awkward. His back muscle is going to be screaming.
Yeah, really trying to get the hips in there.
Creeps that hand out. Oh. And now she can rest for a sec as she leans back on that crimp and makes the crossover match.
It's hard to see from this angle, but there are a couple crimps on that volume she just went to.
She looks exhausted as Anna-Maria, and I think it's that full body thing. It's like this, it doesn't look it, but when you're in that position, you're curved over, you're putting so much tension through the body, it is exhausting when you come down.
Especially after W2.
Yes, true, after that power boulder, yeah, you're right. Oh, 41 seconds. Hannah struggling with this first sequence of moves. Camilla as well, not getting into that zone yet. Interesting, Camilla doing that Hannah-style right leg kick, and Hannah's calling it a day, 18 seconds, she can't get that done. Head down for her as well, big fall from Camilla.
Very close for her though. She managed to land the leg on that volume, but one more try.
Yeah, I can't believe that. She wants this zone. She's going to have to be lightning quick. Can't quite get it. Buzzer goes.
She felt close that last time.
Yeah, I think you're right. She was almost had the snatch on it, but this was Anna-Maria trying to stretch that back muscle. She did well the first time, but kind of got powered out on that move. Okay, Shanso is on the mats. The Korean superstar will be on women's boulder number 1, out on the right. Stasha returns to boulder 2, and Chloe Collier on women's number 3. Not bad. Now, we know Xian So was working last year on those coordination moves a lot. It was one of her weaknesses. She improved so much last year.
Oh, absolutely. You could see it. I think her and Brooke made a lot of improvements in bouldering.
Yeah, and actually good to bring up Brooke, because we do have some athletes who are not here you might expect to see. So Natalia and Brooke, for example, from Team USA aren't here. I think this year athletes are going to pick and choose events in order to build up to their own training, whether they're in the Olympics, the OQS, whatever they are.
Yeah, we'll see a lot of new competitors too, probably.
Yes, and I think that's what makes this season exciting, because I think we'll see new people breaking through. We might see new winners, certainly new podium finishers, so I cannot wait. I've just been hanging around all winter waiting for the summer to start so we can get on with the climbing.
Yeah.
I've missed it, I really have.
Everyone's really excited.
Yeah, I'm sort of like, as I'm saying that, the nerves started in my heart, because, you know, what a year in climbing this is as we build towards Paris. You know, for the second time we get to see climbing at the Olympics. So exciting. Well, Stasha is brushing. She walks back, dumps that brush down. Chloe is trying to get all scrunched up on women's number 3, and Xian So came close. Can't quite lock off the zone. Chloe goes again, reaches up, powerful shoulder press. Looks to stand onto that ledge now. One fluid movement out towards that zone crimp. Adjusts the hands, bumps them down here, and now gets a bit of an undercling going on. High left foot, and now needs to make a big move out.
Oh, that's painful.
So shouldery again. Wraps the foot in. She could be in for a chance here. One move away is Chloe Collier. Adjusts the left hand into another undercling. Bumps the right. Needs to match and show control. She does. She looks back. What a top for Chloe.
Oh, she looks relieved.
Yeah, she needed one on the board with one boulder to go. And she checks back over to Stasha. Had a look over to the right. Stasha. Oh, look at that from Stasha. See, Stasha's got the length to keep the feet on that initial black volume, and I think that made a big difference.
Yeah, but then her foot popped off of that tiny chip over there.
Yeah, I mean, she's gonna have to. I mean, at some point you got to take the swing on that, and she's delaying it. But yeah, she's got to lose the right foot at some point. So fascinating. Minute and a half to go here. Stasha with some different style beater on this, using sort of natural attributes to her advantage. Xian So is resting.
Stasha mentioned that semis is the hardest round out of qualies, semis, and finals. So this stuff is hard.
What does she say specifically makes this the hardest round? Is it just the sort of the how many athletes are out there? Or
yeah, because you have to go from 20 to 6. So got to eliminate a lot of people.
Yeah, it's always a brutal cut, that one.
And then finals, everyone's already exhausted, so.
Yeah, and you sort of feel with finals as well, it's like all the hard work is done. It's just, you know, what happens on the night and you can relax. Whereas semis, it's, you know, it's so much going on. And it's also so, I guess, reliant on other athletes as well. You could have the round of a lifetime and still not make it through. It's stressful out there.
Yeah.
Well, less than a minute to go now, 40 seconds on the clock. Kind of body in the wrong direction there for Xian So. There needs to go over to the right, kick that right foot out. Stasha better with the right foot, more in control. Then see that controlled with that, losing that right foot. Well, she's up towards the zone, holds.
That wasn't long enough for the zone.
No, I mean, we'll have to wait and see, but I'm not sure it is. You can, by the way, if you want to follow along to live results, there's the IFSC app you can download, and that gives you all of the results, so you can follow along in live time. We will keep an eye on the score for that. Remember, we're looking for 6 athletes to move forward into the finals later on. So, for example, Stasha not giving the zone no on that boulder. So, but actually, that's worth reminding to everyone that during the semi-final, during the broadcast, things can change while we're talking, but also they can change afterwards. Appeals can come in. So we will tell you the standings as we know them, but just be aware that they can alter after the broadcast finishes. So we have a new athlete on in Miku Ishii. Starts that jump. Missing it there on the right. Oh, sorry, I said Slovenia. Yeah, I said Slovenia, didn't I? Apologies. Miku Ishii from Japan, of course. She's on the right. And we're talking about her being like sort of in that youth scene, but not maybe quite breaking in yet to the senior team. So this is a big chance for her.
Yeah, this seems like one of her first senior World Cups. Or she's done a few, but she's also done a lot of youth ones recently as well.
Yeah, she has. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, we know how difficult it is just to get sort of seen in that Japanese team, especially with the stars they already have.
Yeah, very tough competition on the Japanese team.
Absolutely. So her last World Cup was in Innsbruck 2021. So 21 she should have came onto the scene. Got some pretty good finishes, like top 50. Then has been away since, and I'm not sure if it was because she wasn't selected or maybe study school. There is a life outside of climbing, of course, people choose to do.
Sure.
That's what I've heard anyway. Now we get to see the slab for the first time on the left as well. That's Anna Maria Appel there. And it's an interesting slab because usually with slabs there's a lack of handholds, but there are crimps on this thing. They're not very good, but they are there.
Yeah, and she didn't touch the zone, I believe.
Yeah, interesting. I missed that.
Around it.
Okay, so she kind of went more direct. Yeah, the zone hold itself out on the left has got 2 jibs on for the feet.
Really getting that zone, I think.
Oh, yes. So yeah, Camilla into the zone, really wrestling underneath. Hard moves to come. And every time she gets up there, it's going to sap her energy because it's so physical, that boulder.
Probably doesn't want to give too many goes on it.
No, and that's when you sort of see that shout of frustration, when you know you've got to do it again, when you came close. And now on the left of your screen, she's now into the zone, so she'll have got that score. Left foot on a very bad jib, and it's a no-tech surface where she's standing. This is Anna Maria on the left, where she's standing as well. And then that right foot is on text, but it's a slopey old hole to stand on. So I'm talking about the far left of your screen, women's number 4, and she's going to go towards the second of the crimps in inverted commas, but it's more like a sort of rounded sloper. Hannah falls on slab, so World of 3. Hannah needs to find something here. She's in a bit of trouble.
Yeah.
So Hannah looking to save her round with 1.5 minutes to go. Camilla is just resting. She knows the beater now. It's just getting it done. And Miku on the right starts to swing. Oh, big nasty fall, which is okay.
Going with the foot before she reaches for the hand.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If you kick that foot out, you're sort of automatically going backwards if you fall. So Camilla is timing this well. She's going to wait for that minute buzzer to kick in, which could theoretically give her 2 goes, but I think she just wants one last big power. Hannah goes up with the left hand on the red. Right, let's see how Camilla does this. Gets the heel in, reaches out, keeps that right toe on, but has to jump unlike Stasha, but holds the swing. Now she's into the zone. Anna Maria is resting on the left, looks at the clock. Oh no, Camilla's down. And I think that might be, I don't think she can recover.
It, yeah.
Hannah came close on the left. Yeah, I mean, that says it all as she sits there. But look at Anna Maria, she is getting close. Now, this last sequence, it's all been slow to hear. You have to move quick at the end.
Yeah.
Touching that last hold.
Oh, yeah, that was her last go too.
It's a nervy start to the 24 season here.
Yeah.
It's a bit cagey from everyone. This is absolutely fascinating watching this. I think there was a few complaints about the boulders being a bit too easy in qualis, so maybe the setters just tweaked things here. This was Anna Maria finding. She went for the high jib first of all. Chose the second slower jib.
And I'm sure it's hard for the route setters to know what the field's going to look like first comp of the season.
Yeah, nightmare for them. I mean, you know, they obviously keep an eye on social media. They know the athletes. They are aware of the general level. But yeah, you just don't know coming into a new season.
Yeah. And last year they made it too hard. That was the complaint.
Yeah. Okay, Mia Krampel from Slovenia pulls on. Great to see Mia back. Starts this tick-tock motion. Of course, she is a past Olympian. We'll be looking for that qualification place later on, hopefully joining her teammate Janja Garnbret in the Olympics this year. Mia kind of starts that journey here. So Chloe on the slab. She kind of stood on her own toe there, but managed to get out of that. Leaning over towards the left.
She kind of missed that jib a little bit. Managed to recover.
Yeah, she did. So we stick with the right-hand side of the wall here, women's 1 and 2. Mia Krampel, big spring up, 2 hands, easy on. Trying to find some of that flow. Starts kicking off on the wall, see if she can lock into the zone hold. Can't quite that time. And Chloe is back on the slab, palm down on the right, and wants to sort of mantle up with a push, and changes her mind. Stashes into the zone on women's 3 as well.
Chloe managed to stand up.
Yeah, Chloe needs to get that right leg up somehow. Needs to put it where her hand is. Now does. Ooh.
That takes a lot of hip mobility.
It does, doesn't it? So she needs a bit of everything. And this is the thing with climbing nowadays. You cannot be a specialist anymore. You've got to be good at everything. Setters really testing as much as possible. Stasha giving detailed instructions to the brusher.
Starting to look a bit frustrated.
Yeah, it's whether she can use that for good or bad. You know? I feel like that's what happens with Stasha. Either she uses some of that frustration, just gets angry and gets it done, or sometimes it can get in her head.
Yeah.
So on the right of your screen, Mia swings again. See if she can get a bit closer this time. She touched it. Not managing to lock it off at the moment. Less than 2 minutes to go now. Stasha will go again. Has a look at that flat hold above her head, shakes out the hand. Just going to check the scores here myself to see if she got that zone. No, she hasn't been awarded it yet, so she did touch it in that last go, but no points on the board. In terms of current leaderboard, Chloe Collier is leading the way. Of course, she's on boulder number 4. Stasha's second, having done 2. And Stasha's the only one so far to top any boulders. She's got boulder number 1 in 4 attempts. So when she comes into boulder 4, you'd think she'd be on the provisional first place at the moment, but a lot of athletes to come. We're 8 deep into the semi-final at the moment.
Oh, well, Chloe got the top of number 3.
Yes, I'm sorry, you are correct. So 2 boulders done. Yeah, she found that red boulder, didn't she? So did it in only 2 attempts as well, so that was impressive from her. Stasha has a chance to jump over, perhaps, but Chloe now gets stood up. Has a little look over to the right.
And you called that next hold a crimp, but I wouldn't call it a crimp.
I agree with you.
It's really slopey.
Yeah, it's the setters were like, oh, there's a crimp, but I sort of looked at it and it's very rounded.
Yeah, I don't think she could go to it in a dead point like that. It's going to be slow.
Yeah, and there's that, and adjusting on a crimp that rounded as well is tricky because, you know, sweat can start to go. Chloe's done. Everyone's done. 10 seconds to go.
Well, Mia's still going. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, there she comes. So that's it for this round. The clock counts us down. Stasha will leave the stage last, and our brushes come on to prepare things. And we get a little look at our stadium. You can just see the speed wall on the right. There's 4 lanes on that thing, so possible potential for a future World Cup here. And the lead wall is on the left of your screen. This is where we had the Asian Games last year. Now, Hannah Moyle runs on and really, really needs a top here, and she's wasting no time as she gets back to that brush. Camilla on women's 3. And then Anon Matsufuji is out for the first time on the right of your screen. Yeah, Hannah Moyle is currently in 4th, but only 1 zone. That was on boulder number 3. Anon starts her jump.
And she recently won a Boulder Japan Cup.
Yeah, she's definitely got potential, hasn't she? She's just one of those who we're sort of waiting to like really explode onto the international scene.
Yeah.
Could be her year. Camilla's doing well as well. And now we're with the 2 Japanese athletes. She has a long look over towards the right. She starts this powerful sequence, and there we get a shot of Camilla. She's got the zone hold. This shoulder move coming up is a massive one. She's really taken her time on this. Hits it, gets it, big power scream. And another one. Camilla redlining. We love to see this. She's got to flick that left hand.
Oh no, she's not going to want to do that again.
She is not. And Hannah, of course, has got to sort of block that out on the left. She's got to be calm and collected as she walks over towards the left. Let's all go. Very different boulders here. I'd say 3 sort of powerful ones and 1 more techie.
Just missed that foot.
Anon nearly jumping off the mats there. Launching over to the right. Miku comes down as well. She grabs the brush. Hannah, stretched out on the wall, brings the right foot through some inside flags. Needs to trust that foot, and she does. Oh, look at that, casual. That was a no hand, 1 foot chalk up there. I like that. She's so confident on her feet. And she can take her time. She's got 2.5 minutes left. Camilla is resting again. You want Camilla to get one. I mean, she came so close on that second boulder.
Yeah, she's probably just going to give 1 more go. Seemed it took a lot out of her.
Yeah. Well, you can see our scoreboard now on the right. So Chloe Collier leading the way. That yellow box is filled up to indicate tops, halfway for zones. And Hannah now. I said she's good on her feet. This is the true test, standing on this big red volume.
Let's see if she's going to try to dead point or lock off for it.
Yeah, as you said, it's a bad crimp to go for, but she hits it. And now this next section, she needs to ramp up the speed. She's been on this boulder a long time. Must be coming up to more than a minute. Oh, that foot bobbled. After all that work.
She's trying to get back on as soon as possible.
She needs to. I mean, she did it very, very slowly through that section.
Yeah. Well, maybe now that she's more familiar, maybe.
Yeah, it could be. It's always hard to know if it's you have to move slowly because you don't know it, or slowly because you're going to fall off it. So we'll see if she can speed up, but she will need to go a bit faster this time. Camilla's back in action. Moves her whole body weight over to the left, knees over to the right. She sits underneath it, stretches up to the crimp with the right hand. Right, here we go. Hits the left hand. We're in power screaming territory again. Oh, but no. She was a bit more stretched out that time.
Yeah.
But Hannah, I'm keeping an eye on the clock, 45 seconds. Camilla goes, she's powered out. Oh, look at that. Anon's in. Hits it, gets it. That's a match with the heel in.
Last minute top.
Brilliant to see. 27 seconds and she's in. Hannah fell. Oh, now she's in real trouble then. Of course, she will have got the zone here, but 30 seconds, or 19 seconds now to do this boulder is not really enough time. She's going to have to find some magic, and yeah, I think it's one of those you can't move quickly.
Ooh, 10 seconds left.
Yeah, Hannah's going to get timed out here.
I don't think she knows.
I'm not sure we're going to see Hannah in finals either. So, frustrating start to Hannah's season. She will leave and reset. We'll have to wait and see for the scores, but I'm not sure that's going to be enough. 2 zones. You never know.
Yeah. Almost halfway through.
Yeah, nearing the halfway mark. Let's see a replay of that top from Anon. That heel, hooked, found the biting point, topped out nicely. That's a good start to her comp.
Oh, that must be such a relief for her.
I think psychologically, getting it done on that first boulder means such a you walk back in the isolation, you can sort of strut into that isolation a bit more.
Yeah.
All right, Stasha's got a slab coming. We know how much she likes a slab, so let's see if she can figure this out. Seon-so is pressing up underneath that women's number 3, looking calm at the moment. Mia Krampel is getting involved in the slopers of that green women's 2. Zelia Avezou from France is on women's 1. It's fascinating with Zelia because, you know, she was such a big character in the youth scene, and we were all waiting to see whether she could make the transition. And as I say that, you know, clearly she is quality. And
second go.
Yeah, second going in. And people talk about Zelia and Sam Avezou as being the ones, you know, got a huge climbing pedigree in the family.
Is he here today?
Yes, he's somewhere here today. Yeah, he's watching. Zelia drops back down, having to use some lead endurance here. She resets for this big move up to the Gaston. Oh, the double. Oof. Not sure.
Don't know if that's the way.
Not convinced. It's cool to see. Oh, look at this. It's Seon-so, one move away now. This is where... Oh, no. I think she just turned a little too much. She was almost facing the audience.
Yeah, she was trying to find that crimp. I don't think she could see it.
Agreed. Stasha rocks left gradually, now stands up pistol squat style on that left foot. She brings the right in. It's interesting, we've seen foot swaps and we've seen bringing the right foot under the body on that first move. Stasha wanted a foot swap. Yeah. Slaps the boulder for a good measure on the way down. It's funny that... It's, you know, how do you have time to hit the boulder if you're falling off? And yet anyone who's climbed a slab knows that there's that moment where you know you're going to fall off, but somehow you're still on the wall. You know, you're starting to drop off backwards.
Yeah, she had a little bobble there earlier too, but managed to save it.
A big audience crowd, we'll flip to that in a minute, but yeah, there we go. Zelia Avezou is in on the top. Really smooth from her, gets that top done.
I want to see if she did the double.
Me too. Hopefully we'll get a replay of that in a minute. Mia Krampel, meanwhile, goes right, uses that left hand as it comes off the jib. Stash is trying his foot swap, gets it this time, uses a clever toe underneath, but then topples over left. So boulder number 1 seems toppable. I mean, of all the boulders at the moment. Still only halfway through here. This is athlete number 10 we've had.
I think they try to set something that will bolster their confidence a bit.
I think so. First comp back, you know, you don't just want to shut them down.
Oh, yeah.
Number 1. Although they are devious, so they...
Yeah.
Never trust a set.
Oh, never.
Seon-so goes up again with a minute and a half on the clock. Stasha looking a bit better now. Drops over on the left. She's still not getting into that zone though. Gets the feet over. And she's really stretched out here. She just needs to adjust a little bit and she'll get this zone score.
Trying to find a crimp on that red one.
Ooh, brings that right in. So zone in the bag. Chalk up and reset for the top half of this boulder now. Rotate the body over, gets the right foot up in a smooth motion. Seon-so is struggling, kind of going backwards on women's 3, maybe burning out a bit here. Oh, she came so low on that, it was hard to hit the crimp.
Oh no, she's only got 30 seconds.
She learned that boulder really well. Bringing the right foot up onto the red volume especially was impressive. But yeah, as you said, not really enough time for any of these athletes, really. Stasha now going backwards. Mia comes down. Xianso is looking okay. She's got this last sequence to do. But no, I think it's a power thing for her. She looks tired. Stasha comes down. Well, another round down. I think this is going to be the replay of the top. So let's see if Zelia did this double. She did as well. Well, clearly we don't know what we're talking about. We thought it wasn't going to be possible. Brilliant move from Zelia, thinking outside the box to get that one in. Kind of turned it into a triple coordination move rather than a double.
Yeah. Maybe it saves some strength.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out well. All right, Madison Richardson is on from Canada as we're over the halfway point. And for those of you who have woken up in Europe, hello and welcome to the women's semi-final. Tonight we have the women's final, and then tomorrow, because of the rain from yesterday, we have the men's qualification round, which we are going to broadcast. So come and join me for that one. It's going to be hectic. And then, because of the cancellation, we will have a semi-final in the evening, which will be a final. So we're calling it a final. So 20 athletes going for 3 podium places, which happened in Korea last year and is pretty exciting.
I heard you're having multiple co-commentators for the qualification semis.
Yes, I'm trying to figure it out, to be honest, because it is going to be a long one. My plan is to bring athletes up as they finish.
I think that would be cool.
It would be, yeah. But I'm going to have to rely on... Maybe you could help me with that one. You could herd them up towards me.
I could. I'll be here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe come in.
Yeah.
Pop into the live stream. Say hello.
No.
It's going to be a long one. I need some help.
Yeah, it will be.
All right. Madison Richardson starts her swing back and forth.
Decides to try a different method, maybe?
Yeah, she's kind of in two minds, isn't she? Now, she's almost trying to stop on that blue one.
Yeah.
And then go again off it. Kind of slowing the movement down rather than going quickly, which will be interesting.
And I know you like mentioning when they have YouTube channels. I think she has one as well with her husband.
Does she? I haven't checked that out yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's called Richardson's Climbing.
No way.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a new one for some late night watching. Thank you.
Yeah.
And of course, we're talking YouTube channels. We should talk about yours because we mentioned who you were at the beginning of the broadcast. But you are the best podcaster in the game, right?
Oh, thank you. Wow. Yeah.
But tell us a bit about your podcast.
I mean, yeah, I try to get on route setters, athletes. I started it because there wasn't that much out there about competitions.
Yeah, let's pause because Camilla is in. A scream and a big scream on the top. Latches that last hold. A pure joy from Camilla Moroni. She will leave on a high out of this semi-final.
First top of the slab.
Yeah, what a move from Camilla. So yeah, you have a big podcast and it's on YouTube and podcast platforms?
Yeah, anywhere you listen to podcasts, I think. Let me know if there's anywhere where you can't find it.
Alright, well there we go. That's Not Real Climbing Podcast. Do go and check it out. There's a lot of IFSC people on there, so you can go and learn some behind the scenes details.
Yeah. Always taking suggestions on who to have on next.
Okay, well 3 left on the stage right now. Madison on the far right. And that is Miku from Miku Ishii on boulder number 3 and Anon Matsufuji on women's 2. Madison with a big swing, just not quite getting that yet, that movement in. Miku falls on women's 3 as well. Have an eye on women's 2 here. Anon is having a heck of a round. She topped the first one, reaches through, don't quite get it. See her falling there in the back of your shot, a big smile on her face. Came close.
And that top from Camilla brought her to number 1 in the standings.
Camilla on the top spot. We're looking for just 6, remember, to go through, but some huge names in women's bouldering to come.
Yeah. pretty stacked list.
It is, isn't it? I was unsure of who would come to this one because, you know, for a lot of European athletes, China is a long way to go. I thought some would maybe go Salt Lake direction, but it's pretty much a full World Cup here. We're missing Oriane, we're missing Natalia, Brooke, and there's a couple of big names.
Wow, but there's still such a strong field. That's crazy.
Yeah. All right, let's watch women's 3 here. This scrunched up position, pure power and sort of pain management, really, as you scrunch yourself up underneath. Clever toe. Right on the right. 10 seconds to go. God, time escaped me there.
Oh, gosh.
That's the end of the round.
Yeah, I was like, where did everyone go? Did they top it and we missed it?
It was suddenly very empty, wasn't it? We were so focused on boulder number 3. So, Jessica Piltz will be out next. As we watch a replay here, this was Camilla's top, launched right towards the top hold, and a huge scream. Brilliant from her to finish things off. That moves her to the top spot on the leaderboard. Finally, success. It's funny, she struggled on all the power boulders we'd expect her to do.
Yeah.
And got the slab.
I'm not sure if she looked happy with that. I think she does. I mean, she doesn't know. But
yeah, I mean, as we said, stacked field, one top.
Yeah.
We'll shaky, I'd say. Right, Jessie is underway on the end of the slab. Now, she is already qualified for the Olympics. Did it in Bern. And she's using this as a just sort of training and see where she is fitness-wise. She loves coming to China. And, of course, because we've got this double header, the lead comp at the end of the week, it does mean it's quite good training for a combined week. So I understand why she's here.
Yeah, maybe that's why there's so many athletes here.
Yeah, it's kind of a prep. Oh, look at this. Look, it was almost a sort of a knee scrub. She didn't quite get it in on the left. Let's see if Zelia's got some power, shall we? Reaches up with that right hand to the zone hold. Jessie starts to swing. Really impressive from her. Oh, what was that from Zelia?
I think she just dry fired off of that crimp.
She had her head so far back.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's trying to peer up and see something or like, I don't know what was going on there.
Must be hard to see around that volume.
Maybe it's that, yeah. She's just trying to get an angle on the top. Chen So, last move is on the slab on the left.
Came off that sloper crimp.
Yeah, went for it and then sort of got dragged back left by momentum. Mia Krampel is getting stood up now. Zone hold to come. Jessie swings again. Jessie not getting close yet. She was better on the first few runs. Zelia rests. Everyone resting, in fact. All 4 women standing, having a shakeout and a rethink. There is quite a crowd now in the stadium. It was fairly empty this morning, and now they've filtered in, enjoying the sunshine. And it's one of the joys of this stadium because it's basically open to the elements. Obviously, there is a disadvantage to that, as we saw, but it's pretty atmospheric to be here.
It looks so much better in the sun. The rain yesterday was so miserable.
Agreed. No one gave me a rain jacket either, so I was getting very soggy out there. I mean, I say that, I didn't bring mine, but there was a lot of people with rain jackets in the crowd, but lovely with the sunshine, as you say.
They gave them out at the entrance.
Oh,
I could have brought you one, I didn't know.
That's all right. But yeah, one side of the stadium there's sort of the urban city and building, and the other side is a beautiful quarry. Chen So is one move away. Come on, brings that left foot over. Needs to hit a dynamic move in the last sequence here. Taking her time. Finds the right foot. Right, here we go. Oh, no, she doesn't. Brings it back.
Maybe it slipped. It's also just as bad as the crimp, the handhold.
Yeah, it's almost the same style hold. And there's so much core in there as well.
Yeah.
You have to raise your leg like that, drop it onto the hold precisely. You need a lot going on.
I really want them to show that slopey crimp because it's really bad.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get a close-up of that. Maybe we will later.
Yeah.
Right, let's see if Zelia's got some power. She swings over. Missed the jib with the right foot the first time, gets it with the second. And this is where she threw her head back from before. And that arm is going out, the elbow bent. Wraps that left foot in. I'm kind of holding my breath. No. And Jessie, after initially good progress, as we hit almost a minute on the clock, is not making progress. Shenzhou will pull on again. She'll be frustrated. It's come close twice now.
She seems to have the beginning down, though.
Yeah, and really quite fluid now. She's moving nicely on that. I think that foot cross is way better than the foot match when you have to jump the foot up.
Seems like it, yeah.
Alright, brings that right foot to stand, the giant red volume on the far left of your screens. Jessie, just the same move, hasn't really made an adjustment to correct for that yet.
Yeah, not going for the kick.
Zelia leaves, I think Mia's done as well. So we keep an eye on the right and left of the screen. Shenzhou, big move, missed the right hand. Well, all four leave, and progress not being made there. No tops in that round. Next up, Mao Nakamura will enter the arena. So, this is, am I right about this? Your first live World Cup that you're watching here?
Yes. So this is quite different.
So usually you're obviously watching, online, but this is the first time you're in the stadium seeing it in person.
Yes.
Are you surprised about anything?
I'm surprised that the boulders don't look harder in person. Which, I mean, they're obviously hard, but I thought it would look harder in person. I tried to look at the boulders yesterday and see which one would be like the easiest or hardest one. Got it totally wrong.
And then which is, out of this set, which one looks like the one you'd want to climb the most?
The one I'd want to climb the most is number 1.
The big swing,
yeah.
the lâché.
I like that kind of stuff, but I've actually never successfully landed a lâché pretty much.
Okay, so maybe we'll get you on
I think
that
that's why I want to do it. I wish. Didn't bring my shoes.
No, I think the setters are stripping the wall pretty rapidly after that.
Oh, yeah.
Ready for the finals.
I heard that they had to set brand new boulders for the men's qualifications.
They did, yeah, because it got cancelled halfway through the round. Obviously, that would have been unfair on the ones. They couldn't have kept the same set of boulders, so yeah, they had to come up with 10 new boulders last night.
Yeah, their lives are rough. They are setting into the early morning hours.
Yeah, I think maybe a couple of hours sleep for them tonight, and still days of work to go.
Yeah.
Right, Mao, back and forth. She hasn't competed at a World Cup for quite a while. 2022, she was at IFSC, which is the University Championship. She was in Moscow in 21, and World Games in Birmingham in 22, but World Cups, well, not for a long time. So another one who, I mean, she's 24, so maybe she's become the end of her studies. Maybe she couldn't get into the Japanese team, but it'll be interesting watching her. And Madison has a look at the boulder, and then on the far left of your screen, making some progress there is Miku. She stretches out, but that right, now brings that right leg over. Ooh, tapping it up towards the red volume. Right, let's see what Madison can do here. Gets the heel in. No one really doing that. Oh, pops the heel as I say that. And no one really has done that Stasha method, where she's kind of keeping the right foot pressed in to the black volume before making the jump out.
Yeah, it's possible they're not quite tall enough for that.
Yeah, I think it must be that. Osh McKenzie might have a shot at that later
we'll see
on.
what she does.
So Mao isn't getting the distance on the jump yet. Madison tries to keep the heel, gets it a bit better this time, sticks certainly. She sets for the move, hits it well. Really wrapping that right hand all the way around the green volume.
I just realized there is still an open Japanese spot for OQS.
Yeah.
It'll be a tough fight.
Exactly, and Miho coming up soon. A lot of people kind of penciled her in to maybe get that, but she hasn't yet.
Yeah.
Mori, of course, getting it in the World Champs. Her slot sewn up with a tongue twister formula. So yeah, Ai is in. She's not here at this competition. So Madison cranking on that heel again. Now starts the swing, kicking that foot heels flicking above her head. Oh, that was almost it. Yeah, she hit the right front foot.
Yeah.
So Madison chalks up and cleans the shoes. Meanwhile, the two Japanese athletes on the left were on the wall at the same time. Miku now hits the crimp, falls backwards. I think you had to go slowly to that. As you said, it's such a bad crimp to hit dynamically quickly like that.
Yeah.
So Madison returns to her chalk bag. And in fact, leaves,
done?
Yeah. She's done.
Makes sense to save your energy.
Yeah, sort of bit of frustration, I think, kicking in for her there. She leaves. Oh, it's gone. Mao starts to swing, and she's in this time. Goes up the more traditional non-Zelia Avizu jump method.
That's a hard lock-off, though, actually.
It's not the best hold either. It's slopey Gaston-style thing. Japanese crowd supporters getting behind her. Hits the left! Oh.
Didn't quite get the heel in.
No, and that is it. Time out. Fairly low-scoring round at the moment.
Yeah, I think Camilla is still leading the leaderboard. Yep. One top and 2 zones.
Yeah, so currently Camilla Moroni is in first place, Chloe Collier second, Zelia Avizu in third, and Stasha down in fourth, Anon Matsufuji in fifth, Xian So really in the danger zone in sixth, only 2 zones for her. Hannah Moyle outside of the top 6, so she won't be in the finals later on. So already a bit of drama here kicking off, but do remember things will change as we progress. We have some massive stars coming on, and one of them is on stage. Jilulo is out from Team China.
That was way big support for her.
Yeah, I mean, look, this lady came onto the scene. No one knew who she was.
Yeah.
And then she kicked ass, was amazing, and then now she's got a bit of expectation about her. You know, you expect her to do well.
Yeah. Yeah, actually was surprised that Yutong Zhang got the Olympic spot during the Asian qualifiers.
Yes, I think you're right. I think a lot of people would have betted on her, on Jilu that we're seeing on screen now, but yeah, didn't get it done there.
Cool to see, though. And she's got a new haircut.
She's got a cool haircut. Yeah. It really is like the first day back at school.
Yeah.
It's like you notice all those little things first.
Yeah, I was so confused who she was at first.
She's a big star in China, and of course the Chinese crowd, as you'd expect, give a big old shout when she ran onto the stage and nearly got that. Now look at Boulder number 3 here. Zelia Avizu scrunches up underneath, reaches up, finds it and hits it. Needs to flick the left hand though. Can she get this done? Does! All right, one move towards the top and a match to go. It's a big, powerful one though. Has she got the beans? No!
I didn't think she had the reach.
So close. Tickled it with the right hand.
She's just going to sit there for a bit. That hurt.
Yeah, I mean, I'd almost rest for 2 minutes at this point.
Yeah, I think so.
One move away with 3 minutes on the clock. So plenty of time, in a good position. Jessie is having a rest as well. Jilu nearly gets it. Got the kick again, but almost like too much momentum. It was like twisting her out away from the wall. Zelia is desperately trying to de-pump that right hand as she shakes it out, and Mia Krempel gives the slab a good brush on the left. It was a slab actually that was getting wet yesterday for the men, so it's nice to see a bit of slab climbing. We missed some yesterday.
A little bit for the women as well.
Yeah, true. It started to get damp quite early on. Jessie spins off and goes back to the brush. Mia presses up off the ground. Another attempt for her. And Zelia, as we'd expect, is resting. So that's a minute rest for her. I think she'll probably give it a bit more time as well. Jilulo pulls on. She's got the distance on that jump down really well. It's this kick that's problematic. Starts the swing. Just slowed the movement down ever so slightly, which helped. But
oh my God.
That was 2 fingers now on that. Gaston hits the second Gaston, needs to do this coordination flick though. Has she seen the heel? She's got it in. Eyes it up, the crowd get behind her. Yes! That's a good start to that ladies' World Cup season. She will leave with a top and a quick top with 1:20 on the clock. She'll get more time to rest.
I do wonder if she feels more pressure being in front of a home crowd.
It's hard to tell with her, isn't it? She's one of those athletes who's really in her zone.
Yeah.
Doesn't often let sort of emotion come in and crack that exterior.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to think it would be some pressure. The first World Cup of the season, you haven't qualified yet.
Yeah, but it's hard to say because then some people, they like loud cheering.
Yeah. Right, well, scoreboard on the right. Camilla Moroni leading the way at top on the final boulder, doing all important stuff for her. Zelia Abazu as well has jumped right up there, and that does push So down out the top 6. Gilles Law already in the top 6 with that top. Just shows how important boulder number 1 is. Alright, Jessie is still on. Zelia finally stops resting, as we thought actually. See, we're geniuses. Minute to go, she pulled on. Let's see what Zelia can do. Has she rested enough? No, now she's in some trouble, and I think that's the problem with resting for that long, is she doesn't really get another shot at this.
Yeah. I have a feeling with number 3, they get pretty far on the first go, and then the second go, it's kind of just like they already did it. And they're not really that interested in doing it again. Yeah. At least I've experienced that.
Absolutely. You know, when you do a boulder, it's at your limit.
Yeah.
And you think, you know what, I'm done with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're totally right.
It's always more interesting the first time.
Well, you know the pain as well the second time.
Yes.
You're like,
you don't want to go through it again.
No, you're like, am I ready to do it?
Yeah.
Maybe not. The thing is, us as more casual climbers, we get the opportunity to walk away and ignore the boulder forever. They do not, sadly.
Sometimes I wonder if they do want to just walk away, but they kind of have to like give this show for everyone.
Well, remember Yannick Floe in Prague?
Yeah.
He definitely wanted to walk away, but brushed it for Adam, which is lovely to see. All right, Kyra Condi, despite the odds really, because she came into this comp carrying a bit of sickness.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she hasn't been 100% and had a brilliant qualifying round.
Yeah, really high up on the list.
And I think, I mean, she's in a team that's fairly young at the moment. You know, she's one of the more experienced members there. And I think she's kind of in, well, look, I'm saying this having not really known, but it seems like she's enjoying having that position within the team, you know. And is climbing really well at the moment. So hopefully she can get some results.
And she has Olympic experience.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, she's got all of that to build on. Right, Madison is scrunched up into the zone. Anon Matsufuji is getting towards the zone, hits it with the left foot, needs to touch it with the hands.
Oh, made that look easy, Madison.
She did, didn't she? Yeah, Madison, she's got it the left flick, gets it. This is huge for Madison.
Wow.
Oh, there we go.
Well, that looks like a different boulder.
It's crazy, isn't it, sometimes that happens. Well, Madison is done. That was 30 seconds-ish to get that done. No, sorry, a minute 30 seconds. Incredible. Okay, so Kyra is resting. Anon Matsufuji is, well, she hits the crimp. Needs to get the feet in, though. Tiptoeing across. Now gets the right foot on. She's really set herself up well here. Just under 3 minutes on the clock. Kyra nearly gets the kick. Oh, look, sorry, the crowd, I said look. The crowd scream as Anon Matsufuji tops out boulder 3. We'll get replay of boulder 4. We'll get replay of that in a sec. And Mao rests as well as she looks around to find the clock, make sure of the time. Kyra pulls on, has a look around the corner, cleaning those shoes. Now she approaches. Big swing from her. Let's see if she can work out this angle a bit better.
Closer.
She's trying to use that left hand on the blue hole to sort of stop her.
And Anon's top of boulder number 4 brings her into first, provisional first.
Wow, well, things are changing here in the early afternoon. It's good work as well on boulder number 2. Up towards the first of the pinches. catches underneath on the left. Kyra starts her swing on the right as well. Mao is doing well here. What a knee bar.
Yeah.
You heard the crowd appreciate that. I think the issue with the knee bar is it kind of puts you in the wrong body position, maybe.
Yeah, locks you in a bit.
Cool to see, though. Have to see if she changes that or keeps it for the next round. Kyra's having a long, deep breath on the right. Launches again. Two hands, immediately goes into the next coordination move. Back and forth, legs swinging, launches, commits. Closer.
You can really hear Team USA cheering for her.
They're so loud, aren't they? Yeah.
I don't know how you compete when you're sick, though. I could never.
Well, I think she's I don't think she's fully sick right now, but certainly she was sort of battling it, and but I mean, obviously it's not really affecting her.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of forget that
That was nasty.
athletes have other stuff going on, that they're often sick.
Yeah, we sort of expect them to be superheroes sometimes,
Yeah.
or I do anyway. Yeah, you forget someone can get a cold just before a World Cup, and that's your preparation gone.
Yeah, especially while traveling.
Yeah. And aeroplanes are not best for that, are they? Let's see if Kari can get it. Had a bit of a nasty fall before, and yeah, a little bit of a hesitation that time of committing. She is doing the knee bar on the left. Let's see if it works this time. I just don't think it gives you the reach to go high up that black hold. Kind of get stuck underneath, and she's done. 13 sucking, a little bit fatigued perhaps, though.
Still wants to get that zone, though. Okay.
I think that's done. So Kyra, no zone for her. Next up, Futaba Ito will come onto stage. We're talking about hairstyles. She's also got a new hairstyle. Gold.
Right.
Well, blonde, are we going gold? I don't know. I think gold was more like Miho's hair last year in Korea.
Right.
And that was the top we
very
didn't see, by the way. We saw that off screen. So that was on getting it done. Great work from her. And that jumped her up to the top spot.
Yep.
So there is Futaba Ito on the right. See what she can do. Pulled on, had a sort of up and down quali run, but managed to find something at the end of it. Really did well. Ooh.
Whoa, barely caught that.
All right, on the left then, this is Zelia on her last boulder, and Jessie Piltz on women's 3. Zelia creeping those feet over, nice and slow for her. See how much power Jessie's got. It is a big one, this. All right, there is Futaba Ito. Ooh, wow. Jilulo as well on women's 2.
Zelia's got the crimp.
Oh yeah, she's in. Right, moves those feet over. That's all the slow moves nearly done now. She'll have to start ramping up the speed, jumping over towards the right. Needs to make sure of that right foot before you commit to it, though.
Oh,
no. Frustrated run back to the brushes there for her. So Jessie cleans up her boulders. All the athletes now just pausing, preparing the boulders, all resting. Futaba hits that jug. Had real problems the first time she jumped for it, but much better now. Falls out of shot. Jilulo brings that left hand in, adjusts the hands up towards the pinch. This is good work from Jilulo. Needs to match though. Oh, core screaming. We get a great shot of Zelia here. That's what she's standing on. It's kind of blind, isn't it?
Yeah. And you can kind of see the foot there.
Yeah, and that red volume, she gets...
It's really in the way.
Yeah, exactly. It's awkward. And looking at it from that angle, you realize how bad it is to stand on as well.
Yeah. And you can kind of see how bad that foot crimp is. It's kind of the same thing for the crimp that they have to hold on to.
Yeah, you're right. Those are the two crimps you're talking about coming up. Let's see how she gets the first one. Oh, big move over to the right. Gets the hand in. And now locks it off with the thumb over the top of the fingers. Creeps the feet. Hits the foothold.
So bad.
Oh, wow. Well, Zelia just committed to the jump.
Yeah.
Didn't set herself, really didn't take much time, just committed and went. That's great work from Zelia Abazu. Well, that will do wonders for her score.
French climbers in slab.
Yes. Oriane, if you're listening. I think it's the font effect. Oh, big fall there from Futaba Ito. Thwacking into the pads. She's okay, though.
You recently did some videos with Oriane, right?
Yes, we were in Paris. Thanks for that. Yeah, we were in Paris for the IFSC, and we, as a build-up towards the Olympics, we spent time with Oriane, we spent time with some route setters, some members of the federation, so those videos will be coming out in the build-up to Paris.
Exciting.
Let's see, Futaba, she was not deterred by that big fall. Goes again, much closer.
Keeps missing the foot, but just a little bit.
Yeah. Little adjustment. Jessie, though, gets a big clap as she hits the shoulder move. Brings the right foot up. Drops into that next hold. Sort of hit an intermediate non-hold.
Yeah.
Oh, Futaba's in. Right. Oh, drops down.
Go fast.
Yeah, it's kind of... Oh, yes, 5 seconds. Just not going to be enough time for Futaba Ito.
She loves her buzzer beaters.
She does, yeah. Her coach is Sachiyama, who I spent time with recently, and he was saying that, you know, sometimes she just needs to be sort of talked into a mindset, you know, that she can really easily get frustrated and lose focus in it. That was Zelia's top, which was impressive stuff from her. Real maturity, just went for that move, and it paid off. All right, Erin McNeice. What a comp she is having on the right from Great Britain. Highest placing Brit. Molly Thompson-Smith not making it through to this stage in the competition. So annoying for her, but Erin is one to watch here. In our top 4 now. So we will soon start to wind this semi-final down. But lots of climbing still to come. Osh McKenzie, Miho Nanaka and Yanya Garnbrett yet to come out onto the mats. And this is the women's semi-final. Final taking place tomorrow. Men's qualifying tomorrow, broadcasted 9 a.m. until 12:30 p.m. here in China. So if you want to watch in Europe, set your alarms nice and early. Right, Madison creeps out towards the zone on the left. Erin approaches the wall. That's Mao Nakamura there as she comes into the shoulder move. That was the intermediate Jessie went for.
That.
Yeah.
I think they can't see the crimp from underneath.
No, you're right. It's very overhanging and you're all the way underneath that wall, so it is awkward. You have to sort of feel your way into it. Cairo gets going on women's number 2. Nice success on women's 1 for her. Tricky round for sure for the women here. Madison mantling with that right hand, trying to find some kind of a purchase. Now she presses up towards it. Oh, sort of a really unique, getting that toe involved. Erin starts her swing on the right. Not quite getting the height. Now suddenly finds some height, and wow.
She skipped the intermediate.
Yeah, that was... You called that, didn't you, earlier? Yeah. Yeah, I said it was probably not possible, but you saw it. Nice spot. Come on, Erin, finish it off now. Needs to find the right hand, though, and the heel wasn't there. Yeah, Erin found a real explosion in the last swing.
Yeah.
Because to me, she looked a bit low early on and then just blasted off that jug. So Mao gets that right foot in. She's underneath the overhang.
Kicked her towel away.
The towel. I thought it was a bib for a sec there. So Kyra jumps up as well. Gets that heel in, reaches up with the left hand, sets herself for the jump towards the right, hits it, comes down. So a little bit of a pause here in proceedings. Judge just moves that brush off backwards. Madison presses into the corner on the left of your screen. Let's see if which foot method she uses for this sequence here. Creeps out towards the left, hits it underneath, pressing into that bad red hole, and she's going to go for this cross through. Keep an eye on Erin as well. She still does that big jump over.
She's got it down though.
Minute left. Erin will rest on the jug, makes that big move, which we saw. We saw Futaba Ito come up and down, just showing how powerful you need to be. Look at that from Erin. That's ridiculous. Didn't have the heel in. Now gets in at the end. Wow, that is really quite impressive from Erin. He's the most powerful we've seen that boulder done. Kyra reaches up into the green. She's struggling on this first sequence. Bit low, not quite wrapping the hand in enough.
Yeah. Erin really had that Lachey down.
She did, didn't she? See, this is who you need to go and learn from.
Yeah.
Get her on your podcast and find out the secrets.
I really want to. Yeah, really important quality for comp climbers to have, being able to repeat their moves.
Yeah, it's kind of a muscle memory, it's a learning thing, and you're totally right. You have to do it quickly, of course. I mean, the clock is always ticking. Well, impressive stuff for Erin as she gets going. 3 to go for our women now. Ocean McKenzie will be out in a second. Miha Nanaka and Yanya Garnbrett to come. And our top 6 is taking place. Down in 6th is Stasha Gale in the danger zone. She will be nervously resetting the app. Zelia Abazu on the top spot. 2 zones for her, putting her out in front. And on Matsufuji next. Camilla Maroney, Madison Richardson, Chloe Collier, and then, as I said, Stasha Gale down in 6th. Jilu outside of the top 6, but with 2 boulders to go. So, Ocean McKenzie enters the stage. And Ginny,
say your favorite phrase about her.
I'm not going to. I got told that I say it too often and I shouldn't, but I tell you what, I'll say it for this. Ocean McKenzie, Oceana McKenzie, of course. She prefers to be called Osh. There we go. I've said it.
There we go. Do you want to talk about how athletes run onto the stage?
Not yet. I'm going to save that. I'm going to hit all the Map Bingo points later on.
Yeah.
It's early days in the season.
Yeah. What they're doing in ISO.
Yeah. It's a mystery still. All right. Let's get back to the climbing, shall we? Futaba Ito underneath the black volume, looking strong here. Brings that left out. Hasn't got trapped into the knee bar, but can't hold it. Jilu Lo, who is in 7th at the moment, is getting involved in the zone sequence. And then Jessie Piltz, let's see if she can slab climb today. Starts to creep her feet over. Oh, that was a quick move. A bit too quick, perhaps. Yes, it skipped her feet over, but it was a bit fast. Jessie will pull on again. I think we'll make that adjustment. She'll know what is needed on that sequence. Keep an eye on Jilu Lo as well on women's 3. She's got through the zone.
Really strong lock off there.
Yeah, you're right. Deep lock off in order to get that left hand up. And I think it's important the athletes get it done in this first couple of goes. We know how energy sapping this is. No, she can't. Comes down, and that's no go for her. We'll have to reset on that one. Osh starts her swing. so she'll chalk up and reset. There is Yululo. A heavily strapped shoulder, hopefully just a niggle. Oh, she's one move away. She's going to do the Erin jump, I think. She hasn't even looked at the heel yet. Gets herself set. And Erin sort of counterbalanced it by swinging that right leg out. Oh, she didn't really do that.
Yeah, she's also going from the lower red foot.
True, yeah.
But she is really tall.
I can't wait to see her on Boulder 2 to see if she does it, that Stasha method.
Yeah.
So Futaba has a look at the clock and rests. 2 minutes to go. Yululo as well, standing stock still in the middle there of your screen, like a statue looking at the boulder. Controlling that breathing. Jessie pulls on though. Creeping, no hands to be had in that section, just palms. Pushes out, blows on that hole, trying to get rid of a bit of chalk. Jessie's just mind is turning there as she looks at this, trying to figure it out. Oish McKenzie hasn't pulled on for a while. She's saving a bit for the last couple of goes. And Futaba has numerous times got through that bottom sequence. Can't unlock the top. So Oish McKenzie was one move away just now. And she put it all together. Gets the lâché going. Jumps. Stage 1 done. Yululo, look at this, one move away as well. Needs to flick that left hand. Sets us up, unless she's going for the big move. She might go for a huge left hand. Yeah, she was, wow.
Powered out.
Oish, yeah, powered out, you're right. Oish still off that lower foot. Hasn't seen the right heel yet. 21 seconds, I think she's done. Yeah, she is. Not the best start for her, and yeah, Futaba leaves as well. Everyone leaving too. Jessie can't unlock the sequence. All right, we creep onwards. Miho Nanaka will be out next.
Yeah, pretty low scoring round.
Yeah, good separation though. I mean, we're looking at the scores here. Every athlete pretty much getting different tops, different zones, in different places. So it's impressive so far. This was Oish getting close. Found the double Gastons well. So Erin is back on the mats. Miho Nanaka runs out as well. And here we go. Penultimate athlete on the stage. And Erin looks so powerful in boulder number 1. I'm interested to see how she'll deal with the power boulder.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I didn't see her much last season.
Yeah, she's kind of been coming for a while. That people who have known about her have talked about her a lot, and clearly, you know, so good. So Erin is definitely one for the future of Team GB. Toby, of course, qualified for the men for the Olympics in Laval. Erin's in with the heel. And on the slab, let's look at this, creeping down towards the left. Kara on her right, Erin falls. Miho gets set for the swing now, back and forth into the lâché. Nearly held it without the right foot.
Yeah.
So Miho will brush that hold. Must be getting all chalked up. 18 athletes going through it before her.
I heard a lot of athletes like brushing their own hold so they can feel what the hold feels like.
Yeah, it's a good tactic, that, isn't it? Because you do get an idea through the brush what you're going to be holding on to. Erin holds a swing somehow, gets the right foot in now, and brings the left foot into play as well. Sets up into the corner with the pinch. Miho again, not finding the right foot yet. Mao Nakamura is standing up on the red volume, reaches over. She's got to be slow towards this crimp though. Kind of stuck in the wall, hits it, can't hold it. And so Miho goes again. There, she finds the right foot, spins down to the ground, but It's definitely there. So Erin is chalking up, a bit of liquid chalk on that. We're watching the slab now. It's a lovely shot, that, just to show how tricky that slab is. And it's not sort of a just one angle of slab, because you come from the corner, you have to come into the low angled section.
Miho not finding what she was able to do the first time.
No, she's not. I mean, she kind of kicked the foot out before, and it seemed better, but yeah, in fact, she's resting maybe would suggest that she's found something. Kyra as well is resting. She needs to get her semi-final going here as she approaches the wall. All right, let's see if Miho can get something. 2 hands up.
Oh, she's got 2 different shoes on. Oh,
yeah, yeah, she made those adjustments, and now up towards the right, Gaston. Left foot in. Gets it. Has she spotted the heel? No, she's just going to launch for this the first time. It's dragged off by that body weight. I think the heel is the safest way to do that. I think if you're super strong, you can get away with it.
Yeah. But then it kind of brings both your feet so far to the left.
Yeah, true.
I wouldn't want to do it that way.
No. Erin goes up. She's making progress, but a minute to go. Kyra's rested for quite a while as well. Oh, Nakamura is patting that red volume. Make sure of that right foot. Now commits into the crimp. Better from her on the far left of your screen. Miho jumps again. No. And Erin as well. I think she's leaving. She is leaving, yeah.
Miho calls it as well.
Yeah. Well, skin sapping or energy sapping boulders, whatever it is, things are proving difficult. But Janja Garnbret is about to come out. I just caught a glimpse of her in the doorway, but we've still got 20 seconds of this round to go. We stick with Mao here. She reaches up into the side pull, dances the right foot up onto the red volume. There's this move where she kind of goes.
She's got to go.
Yeah, she's got to jump now, like Zelia did. And she does. Go on.
Oh my God.
That would have been it.
That would have been good.
She could have had the time, maybe. And not this afternoon, so she will leave the stage. Her comp done for now. Okay, last athlete out on stage will be Janja Garnbret. Of course, she has qualified in Bern for the Olympics. This is all part of her preparation as she builds up. And the luxury of an early qualification is huge because your whole focus changes.
Yeah. 4 flashes? Or?
Yes. Right, up she goes. Let's see. Will it be these 4 flashes? She's flashed everything in qualies. Can she continue? No, she can't. I think that just shows how hard it is. And immediately started shaking that hand out. Might have been skin there. I don't know. It seemed to slide off it.
Might have hit it against the wall.
Yeah, I think she just got ripped through it, and that's what caused it. Well, Janja will go again. Osh McKenzie brushes up. Janja doesn't even pause, she just jumps for that one and goes. So a couple of goes for Janja to find the distance on this.
Swing looked better that time, though.
Yeah, I think so. Futaba as well is 1 move away. She just fell. So all the athletes now on the mats resting. Plenty of time to get this done. Janja pulls on again. Hits the jump. Starts the swing.
Oh.
Wow. Well, Janja is no stranger to chucking herself at boulder problems and lead problems.
Almost trying to stop without using the foot, though. But she was close.
Yeah, she was. I think she probably wants to make some kind of an adjustment to that soon. Osh reaches out with the left hand. Zhilulu on the slab. Looks to fall left into that first press. That right foot, though, still on the green hold. Yanya goes again. Osh is through the first sequence as well. Yanya doesn't get it, but Osh might here. She's... Oh, no, she's committed to that left hand. It kind of fired off for her. Let's have a look at Zhilulu. She's not standing on much with that left foot. Needs to be careful here. Out towards the high hold. Hasn't got the zone yet. Ooh, just sort of Houdini jumps that left foot in. Yanya gets it. It took a while, but she's now into the final sequence. Can she figure it out? Zhilulu will get the zone on this one. Yanya's in, and you know when I said you need to be really powerful to do that?
Yep.
I think she might be. Right, Zhilulu is setting herself up for this final section. Looks like she's going to be doing it quite quickly. Kicks the left foot. No, it has to drop down. Very shouldery, actually, this move. It's kind of deceptively so. You have to press so much.
Probably not great for that shoulder that's all taped up.
No, true. She's got it, though. Trying to find some purchase on it. It's tiny and slopey, and she can't get it done. Osh McKenzie sits on her heels, looks up at the clock and the wall. Yeah, synchronized chanting there in the background. I presume that is for Zhilulu. So Futaba gives a nice clean to women's number 3. Futaba outside of the top 6 at the moment, down in 11th, so she needs to get some points on the board here.
And Chloe's on the chopping block.
Yeah, Chloe in 6th, in trouble. Just one top on women's 3, carrying her that far. And Yanya getting that first boulder done quickly is a bit of an ominous sign for Chloe. Osh wraps the hand around. You can see what we mean now from that shot when we say you need to get to the very back of it. It's almost a kind of crimp, a little rail there to hold on to. Pure power. Everyone who talks about Osh says how strong she is, and she needs to demonstrate this now. Oh, the thing.
That was a great angle, though.
Yeah, cool shot looking up at that boulder. So Futaba Ito, we said she needed something. Well, she's left 6 seconds to go without anything. So she goes, Osh goes, and Zhilulu is going to get timed out. Well, it's been an interesting round, this one. Not particularly high scoring, but that's better than a whole load of flashes, so we would prefer that. Athletes having to battle here, and the sun and temperature has been rising. This was Yanya's top. She found the lâché eventually, got the right hand Gaston, but look how wild and strong you have to be for this move. Launched left, didn't have any feet, then finally brought the heel.
Yeah, went from the bottom foot.
Wow. Okay, so Miho will now go to women's 2. We say goodbye to women's number 1 as we start to wind down the semi-final. Lots of climbing still to go, of course. We try to find our top 6 climbers who will progress into tonight's finals. Here in China, we're separating it. Women today, men tomorrow, before we all move the show a couple of hours down the road for the Lead and Speed World Cups that are coming in Wujiang at the end of the week. Erin underneath wraps that right arm under. Hits the zone well. Good crimp power here as she comes up static into that shoulder.
Yeah.
Everyone else was kind of popping into that. She just grinded her way through it. Oh, but that right foot is causing problems. She wants to flick it and she can't. Miho's one move away. No for Miho. Not many getting Boulder 2 done.
Yeah, Erin dropped off. I think Zhilulu also did that static shoulder lock off as well.
Yeah, you need so much power to be able to hit that. Probably not quite the most overhanging section, but the most overhanging on this current wall. There's to the right of women's 3, it's a bit more overhanging. So Miho cleans up the slope as it will be covered in chalk by now.
女子攀石的决赛，通过了今天上午现在大家看到的半决赛，选出最强的6位选手进入到决赛。再次提醒一下，现场的各位，6点，今天晚上的6点开幕式。开幕式之后
2 minutes 55 on the clock. Erin pulls on. There's a little thumb catch on that slab-like feature that she starts with, made of stacking volumes. Comes underneath the zone hold. It's above her head now. Kyra, with a hand on her hips, has a look at this slab. In the American TC training center, they have an interesting sort of section of wall where they just use feet, no hands on it, and some teams are starting to sort of do that.
And it's new too.
Yeah, it makes a big difference, I think, having that sort of experience as an athlete. You know you can do boulders without hands, and it's kind of okay. It's in your repertoire.
Yeah. And the Salt Lake World Cup is going to be in that new training center. Exciting to see.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Can't wait for that. That's in a couple of weeks. Yeah, we come back from China, have about a week off, and then pop over to the US. First para comp there as well. Okay, so Kyra creeps over. Good work. Oh, that was a big save from her there. Somehow got that left foot back on, but she lost it for a sec. Yeah, not quite getting the foot sequence, I don't think. Trying to use arms rather than the feet. Miho gets the left foot on. This is where the power really starts to crank it up on Boulder 2. Gets
so trying that knee bar.
He's in, isn't it? You're right. I just think it's one of those, a bit of a red herring, you know, it's sort of, it's there obviously, but it doesn't help.
She's also looking at her skin.
Well, Miho has notoriously bad skin, and with a minute to go, she's gone, in fact. So Miho leaves the stage. We're left with Erin and Kyra Condi.
Actually, I think everyone kind of looks at their skin after. It's like a...
Classic
You
climber
just have
thing.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels very natural.
It does, doesn't it? That and sort of unnecessary chalking up is part of what a climber does. And complain about the weather and conditions.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me. Any excuse. So Kyra has that right hand constantly in the chalk bag. Pulls on again. Erin McNeese approaches. She will go again. 30 seconds, probably last chances here.
Looks like Erin getting that zone pushed out Chloe.
Okay, so Chloe's outside of the top 6. Yeah, Madison now in the danger spot. And Erin in 5th place. So we're going to see her in the finals. Kyra gets stood up. Well, the clock ticks down. And we are through another rotation. Yeah, we're just having a look at Erin McNeese's stats here. She's done well last year. I mean, her best. I'm going to look down. 15th in the world youth in Seoul, of course, but the transition into the senior circuit is always hard. But she's had a good season. I mean, Laval, she was 18th, so she's certainly in the conversation to qualify. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. So let's see if Yanya can figure out boulder number 2. Lots of zones on boulder number 2, but no tops.
Really?
I'm just having a look. Yeah, maybe I missed it. So no tops so far. I mean, we knew it was the hardest boulder here. We had a chat about it. And if you want to learn more about this boulder, remember we are doing a feature on tonight's World Climbing Club that is on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to that. We're chatting to the route setter and watch Yanya here. I mean, what power. Cruising through this. This is hard though.
It's a bit awkward with the elbow.
It is, no.
And no jib on that top hold, so.
Yeah, they were talking about adjusting the top. They thought it might be too hard, but they didn't eventually. But yeah, that was Yanya's flash attempt, and she came that close. Now, I wonder if Osh's height might sort of be a disadvantage here, because you have got to sort of bend yourself underneath this overhang. Got this zone, big encouragement. Futaba Ito as well on the left, and really needs a score here. Touches it, has to drop down again for Osh. Goes a bit more dynamically, hits it. You got to turn that shoulder now.
Pressing hard with that right hand.
Oh, so hard. Oh, and comes back. Tries to get stood up a bit higher in order to get the next crimp, but it's so awkward for her. Almost a head jam in there.
Yeah.
She looked a bit of a way off that move. So what Futaba Ito can do here. Rocks up. Oh, the body weight you want just to...
Going with the left hand.
Yeah. I'll come back to her in a second. We watch Yanya.
First breath's very easy for her.
It is. The way she brings that left hand up is outrageous. Hits the match, but no, that's the powerful sequence, is that. She is looking at her skin a lot. I'm worried for Yanya's tips here. And Futaba did fall. That left hand method not quite working for her. So Osh again rests, has a look at women's number 3, kind of ignoring the crowd behind her, shutting it all out. Futaba as well, focused on the wall. One of my favourite facts about Yanya is something that Stasha told me about how clumsy Yanya is.
Oh yeah, I did hear that.
Yeah, and I love that because, you know, Yanya comes over as just always so 100% competent at everything, and I quite like to know she's a bit of a klutz back behind the scenes.
But she can still, she's strong enough to make it work.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, it doesn't affect her climbing, but she's human, which is always good to know. Alright, Yanya goes again, launches into these slopers. Easily in. This is the sequence she makes look like a breeze. Hits the right hand. This left move she does is so powerful, and she's been cruising it. Look at that.
Oh,
Just
that shoulder coming up.
Oh, again close. Now the thing is, Yanya obviously doesn't know how hard this boulder is, so being Yanya, she'll give it everything.
I mean, she always wants to top everything.
Yes, but tactically, if you could tell her, you'd sort of be like, look, it's okay, but she will obviously keep going. She wants to be in the top spot. And of course, countback does count for these things. You know, if it's draws in finals,
Yeah.
can make a difference. At the same time, she wants just to keep one thought on her skin.
I heard it's not always great to go into finals in first position, though.
I think she enjoys it, though. You know, I think she's one of the athletes who can really embrace that feeling.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're right. For some, it's kind of a bit freaky almost. You know, suddenly all attention is on you.
Yeah. Or you put all your effort into semis, and then it's like,
Yeah.
that was unnecessary.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot, you know,
Yeah.
as well. So Yanya does go. I think it was wise. 17 seconds to go. Futaba is still on the slab, though. Osh leaves as well, having a cheeky look as she walks past. Fair play. Not going to be enough for Futaba Ito. Where is Futaba on the standings currently? Let's have a little look-see. Yeah, she's down in 10th, so no, that will not be a final for Futaba Ito. So our final is starting to take shape here gradually. And we'll have another little look. So this was from earlier on, but now Miho comes on. There is Erin and Miho. So 1 and 2 done. Oh goodness, the finish of those. So let's see. We know how powerful Erin's been all comp. Let's see if she's got some slab techers as well. Erin down in 5th at the moment. Madison in the danger zone in 6th. You really kind of want 2 tops to guarantee you here. Erin starts. It's that starting position, bringing that left hand back to tap the beginning hold. She's into the corner. Miho's waited a while. Now she pulls on. Erin wraps that hand in underneath. Bit of a lip to be had, but not much. Miho gets stood up nice and tall under that. Needs to cross that left hand into the zone hold. Oh, she does. I think she's going to go right hand now. That is different. Wow, that's powerful too.
You can see how that crimp is blocked.
Yeah, we didn't see that before, you're right. It's a really small area for the athletes to hit. Couldn't bring the right foot up. And the knee kind of getting in the way of her face there. Miho's stretching out those arms. It's such a shouldery boulder. Our photographers there focusing on Erin. If you do want to see photos from the event, remember you can head over to either the IFSC Instagram page or Flickr account is there. Constant updates on there. And we give updates on the competition, what's happening, any behind the scenes stuff. So make sure you go and check that out. So Erin blows off some excess chalk from her hand. She brings the hands up to match. Now presses with her arm on that red volume. Springs onto that left foot. Hasn't got a foot on yet. That's better, but it's still not locked in.
In a better position now.
Yeah, heels down as she brings the left foot slowly up. Oh, no.
Also trying to go with the left hand.
Yeah. I get why they're trying to do that in terms of having the right hand palming down, but not sure.
Wish I knew more about Team GB.
What would you like to know? You need to do some podcasts here. This is podcast potential.
Yeah. I don't know anything about the team. I know some teams get funding from the government. I don't think GB gets that.
They do not know. So a lot of them pay their own way, or sponsors. So it's tough. But there's a few teams. I mean, Team Japan is fairly underfunded compared to what people think.
Yeah, surprising.
There's quite a lot of teams. I mean, climbing is one of those sports that's up and coming. You know, we're getting there, and I think as it gets bigger and bigger, we'll start to see it becoming easier for the athletes. But yeah. I think people are unaware of how tough it can be just to come to these comps sometimes, you know? Yeah. As well as everything else that goes on as being a pro athlete.
Yeah, and it's hard for the federations to hold the comps. It gets expensive.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes here, but of course when it comes to the semi-finals, finals, qualies, we just focus on the climbing and just want the athletes to do the best they can. And Miho is trying this now easily into the zone with that right hand. Good shot to show that blocked crimp.
I think that zone crimp is also kind of slopey.
Yes, I think it is. I mean, like, sharp in-cut crimps aren't really a thing.
I think it's too much for her shoulder.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, she keeps stretching it. Remember, she did have a shoulder injury a few years ago. So
yeah,
I think,
she's done.
Yeah, she is. I think she's sometimes a bit wary on those shoulders, which you would be. So we stick with our final climber, who is Erin. She's currently in the finals, would like to get this done to cement a place. She can't that go in 30 seconds. I think she is done now. She's thinking, no, she's going to go again. She was taking her chalk bag off and then sort of changed mind, half unclip.
Yeah. I think she's secured her place, though.
She in? Okay, so yeah, she's third now, so she's good. She won't know, of course, why she doesn't. She's in two minds and have I done enough? But wow, we're going to see Erin in the final, which is very, very exciting. I think it is her first final as well for Boulder. Yeah.
Wow.
So good work from her. Team GB will have something to cheer about later on. A couple of climbers to come then. Yanya is waiting in the wings. You can just see the white shirt. Russians are preparing everything. And Yanya runs on. She's by herself, of course, onto the mats. On to women's three.
With Osh as well.
Oh, there is Osh, yeah. Popped in from the other side. I forget there's two entrances. Thought Osh was having a breather. All right, let's see what Yanya can do with this, and let's see what Osh can do with the slab. Yanya, high foot to start with. Yanya came close to boulder number 2. Got the zone, though, which was impressive alone. Bit of a static buzz in the background there.
So it seems like 1 top and 3 zones might put you in. It's
a low scoring round then, for sure. All right, yeah, she's cruised through to this pot. Oh, but there, a bit of a grimace on the face.
Kind of pausing there.
Yeah, just needed to find a balancing point. This is impressive, though. One move away, left or right hand. What will it be? She struggles. Bring the right foot under. Now flicks the left. That's better. Up with the right. Holds the match. That's impressive stuff. Yeah, she knows. That's enough. There you go. See, nearly fell over on the brushes. This is what I'm talking about. Crushes a boulder and then nearly trips up. It's brilliant. Thank you, Yanya, for being amazing. Well, she will leave the stage. And is that guaranteed already for Yanya? Is she up there? No. We're just going to reset. Yeah, she's second at the moment. Yeah, second place, so she's in. So we get to enjoy Osh climbing a slab now. Tries to find this left foot. There's a jib in there somewhere. Gets stood up really tall. Looks to drop over left and does palm, finding that tech surface. You see a black mark left on the wall where the left foot was. A lot of people sliding down there.
She's already got one of her fingertips taped up.
Yeah, and I've seen a few like that on that finger. So perhaps it was a boulder from Quali that did it. Yeah, someone earlier on in the semi-final had it taped up as well. Oh, taps that foot.
Getting around that red is so in your way.
Yeah, greed is pushing you back. I mean, she's gone very low on it to sort of try to get away with that. Well, she's trying to crimp the top of the volume, trying to do all types of things.
Someone tried that earlier as well. Oh.
Yeah. This is, it's rare you see someone trying this hard on a slab, you know, physically trying hard. It's a good bit of setting, this. Well, she knows she's got through that tricky moment. It's kind of half of it done. 2 minutes 15, lots of time left. Has the left foot on, wants to swap the feet, which she does, or gets a heel. This is true technical climbing from Osh. And now she needs to, I guess, I mean, the thing is, how is she going to get the right foot up from that position? Oh, she's kind of standing in the crack between the volume and the wall with that heel. But needs to disengage the right foot, brings the left up to try to stand on it. But I mean,
I'm afraid she's going to kick her own foot off.
Yeah, like, I can't believe she's managing this. Those Dracos are magic, apparently.
Still has a minute and a half left.
I can't believe that left foot's still on. Right, palming down with the right. Twists over, no, finally. Wow, well, I think she kind of just went a bit too far to the left.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Or I wonder if her height kind of plays a little bit into that.
Yeah, she had trouble bringing that right foot up onto the red volume. She needs to do that, and she hasn't got a lot of time here. 1 minute to get this done. Look at that, zones in all of them. She's in 10th though, so needs something here. Huge breath there, shoulders rise. She recomposes, 50 seconds on the clock. This is probably her last time at this.
If she could get a top, she'll push out Camilla.
All to play for as we count to 40 seconds on the clock. No, and I think that might be it for her. 20 seconds. She looks like she's struggling with this here. Head went down for the first time, really. Yeah. 10 seconds. It's, I mean, fair play to fight to the end, but it's not going to be enough.
It's hard because she had such a great qualifier round.
Yeah, 4 flashes. But she can't do it here this afternoon. She will not make finals. Osh will leave the stage and has to settle down just inside of the top 10. But remember, she's already qualified for the Olympics. This is part of the process for her. You know, she's one of those who's in that stage, and she might not be peaking right now. You know, she doesn't need to. This was Yanya's top. Cruised it through here. Had a little hesitation in a minute where she was trying to work out what to do with that left hand. She thought about just going, eventually did that and flicked it underneath. Got set, bumped up, kicked. Good work. Oh, and that was the little fall. Okay, let's see what Miho can do on the slab. 2 athletes to go here before we will say goodbye to you and get set for the final later on. Miho's down in 13th at the moment. Again, another one to need something here. Creeps her way out over towards the left. You can hear the gambas from the Japanese supporters here. Yeah, she got caught in 2 minds there. For a second she wanted to bring that right foot over, then she decided to jump it and nothing quite worked.
She'll also need a top on this in order to have a chance.
So Miho again looking down on the left. Creeps herself over here. Has a look. What foot sequence is she going to do? It's going to be so interesting because she didn't really try either of them before. Left arm pressing. Gamba from the Japanese.
Trying the foot swap.
This is good work from Miho, but that's the move, isn't it? That down climb around the big red volume is hard.
I'm surprised she's wearing a softer shoe on the right foot if she's going to do that foot swap.
Yeah, you said at the beginning that she had different feet on. I mean, maybe it's an injury perhaps that's in there, like a little toe issue. It could be sometimes, one just feels better. Because I talked to Mia Crampel, because she always does that, and then she just said one foot just is slightly different size, and that's why she does it.
I see.
So yeah, it could be that, but usually Miho doesn't. I mean, it's something I haven't seen before.
Are we talking about their feet too much?
I mean, in other sports it would be weird. In this one, I think we get away with it. I don't know. Let us know. Do we overfoot talk? Are you into it? Tell us what you think. Right, Miho goes again. Kind of nailed the foot sequence the first time. Let's see what she can do here. Underclinging that hold. Oh, toe pressing in. Really interesting method to do that. She bumped that left hand across, then bumped it over to the left. Struggling with the sequences here, and she does need something, and the clock is ticking. We're coming up towards a minute. So nervy stuff here for Miho Nanaka. Shakes out those shoulders. She's one who is not currently qualified for the Olympics. The OQS is going to be massive for her.
Oh, then maybe she's trying to peak for OQS.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I almost kind of want to put like a cross on the athletes who have made it, who aren't. We just know because... And I talked to the coaches quite a lot about this to find out where everyone was at because, and some just aren't worried. If their athlete does badly in qualifying or semis, they're like, it doesn't matter. We're not at that point. It's all about the OQS.
Yeah. It's hard to not care, though.
Oh, of course. Yeah, exactly. And this is coach talk as well.
Yeah.
They're trying to protect athletes, and my job is to try to, find out the truths and stuff.
And she's done.
Yeah, so Miho leaves. 19 seconds, not going to be enough time. She won't be in tonight's finals.
Yep.
So let's just give you a breakdown of who is currently in the finals. So Zelia Avazu, what a performance from the young French athlete. 2 tops and 2 zones, means she's currently in the top spot. But Yanya Gambra is coming. She's already got 2 tops. She's got 1 boulder to go. She's in second. And on Matsufuji, she'll be in the finals. Erin McNeese, we saw her do some heroics on boulder number 1. Zones on the rest. Good performance from her. Jilu Lo is in 5th, and then 6th, Camilla Maroney. Well, I mean, she's guaranteed, isn't she? So that is our top 6. We know who it's going to be.
Yeah.
What a performance from Camilla Moroni. Needed something on that final boulder and got it with a flash on that slab. And what a huge moment for her comp that was. Okay, Janja, let's see what you can do on a slab, shall we? Presses up into the corner, reaches over, touches the starting hold to get going. And she starts to go over to the left.
Do you know how she feels about slabs?
I don't think she's against them or for them. You know, she had the big toe injury last
Yeah.
year and lost in Prague kind of on a slab, but then said afterwards that, look,
Right.
you know, I had a toe injury. That might have affected her in terms of pain, but she wasn't practicing slabs. But she's confident on it, she's good at it, she works a lot with Roman on it, so yeah, it's not something that's usually a problem for her. He says. Commentator curse, please no. But this is quick work from Janja here. You've got to trust that right foot on the no-tex, though.
Well, I think that's enough of a jib.
Yeah, it's there, isn't it? Just got to make sure not too much rubber hits it. Leaves it, wants to leave it now, goes away, brings up the right foot. This is a flash, remember, at the moment. But this is the really hard move, I think, this shouldery press thing. Sets herself. Gradually, this is a flash. This is impressive. So confident on her feet as well. Look at that. Dancing over. She knew.
Okay.
She knew, didn't she?
Yeah.
Ah. So well read from Janja Garnbret. Gets a flash in the final one. Just Camilla could do that.
That'll put her in the first position that she wants.
It will. Well, she had a moment on Boulder 2 where she couldn't quite get that one done, but what a comeback from Janja into the finals in the top spot. She will now go away, rest, and return, and we'll just, I think, wait to see some results on screen before we say goodbye to you as we pan back to show this stadium. That temporary roof, the roof above it, the light shining through, and a beautiful day here in the city. Out on the right, you can see the cliffs from the quarry. Let's see Janja's flash again, shall we? She cruised through, bringing that right foot up, as much rubber as possible, heels down as she padded over. Very precise. And then the last jump, no hesitations. She sensed that movement, found the top, and a big smile on her face to get things done and finish off her semi-finals. She says goodbye to the audience here as she walks off. Well, Ginny, one last time, just shout out your podcast for those who don't know. Where can we find it?
Yeah, it's called That's Not Real Climbing. You'll find it on YouTube and anywhere that you listen to podcasts.
There we go. She has some amazing guests. That's our top 6. Camilla Moroni just squeaking in, knocking out Madison Richards from that top 6. Janja Garnbret, Zelia Avizu, Anon, Erin Zilu-Lo, and Camilla Moroni. They will be back this evening for our final. And then the athletes who didn't quite make it through, slightly disappointing perhaps for Jessica Pilz. Mihona Naka as well, down in 13th. Chen So as well. Hannah Moyle, some big names not making it through. Kyra Condi down in 19th as well. And one more. All right, well, we will say goodbye to you for now. We will return for the finals tonight. It'll be myself and Petra Klingler in the commentary box. Looking forward to that. Ginny, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. That was awesome.
Have a wonderful morning or afternoon, everyone. We'll see you soon.